All right. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Sorry for the little bit of a late start that had happened this afternoon, but Indiana goes 3-and-out on their first punt, or first drive. We'll have to see what Alabama does here. Best case scenario for the Hoosiers is to get pressure on Ty Simpson early and often. That is the big key, I think, to victory tonight. And then also we've got the Sugar Bowl coming up tonight. Ole Miss pulling for the Rebels hard tonight as they take on Georgia. So Indiana ran 3 plays, -5 yards. Alabama some positive yards, but we'll have to see how big of a factor Ryan Williams is in this. Brian Hayes versus Ryan Grubb's going to be fascinating to say the least. Indiana looks like they're subbing late. Got to run a guy off the field. Looks like they're going to heat up Ty Simpson on this play. Alabama's going to check. Indiana drops. They bring 4, first down. Nope, that is a first down. Yeah, that's a good play call by Ryan Grubb. Just clear everybody out and throw it to the middle of the field, get the first down. Alabama comes out quick. Indiana tried to look like Indiana was subbing late again. Oh, Ty Simpson's slippery now. Mendoza, yeah, looking at Mendoza's stats, not particularly good. What do we got here? Run play, I would presume. Yep. Looked like it could have been a hold, but when they brought that running back in motion to insert to create an extra gap. So Indiana kind of getting busted up here early. I have to see what Alabama does. Also in the second half, we'll open the phone lines. And there it is. So I think Indiana holding Alabama to a field goal is a major win. Alabama's huge up front. Indiana a little undersized, but they are pretty much stopping the run so far. Got to keep an eyeball on 2 right at the hash mark. So they're going to bring them in, and I think they're going to run it again. Oh, no. I don't know what that is. As a tight end, you can't block a DB that you're about 20 pounds more and got about 80 pounds on. Just watch number 12 in the slot here. Right there. Boom. That's the best blocking effort you got. He rips, defeats the block, and throws you out of the way, and then you stand and stare at the guy that gets tackled. It's embarrassing. It really is. But I digress. Third down, 3rd and 14. Alabama is now, I think, out of field goal range. Anything short of 7-8 yards. Oh no, free blitzer. Gets rid of it, and it was almost picked. That was not a good choice by Ty Simpson. Kind of like when they said milk was a bad choice. Indiana fans out. They only bring 4 guys. That's a good PBU by Ryan Williams, the wide receiver. But a lot of people have put a lot of huge expectations and pressure on that kid. I'm interested about how the turf is going to hold up after taking all that rain. I know they had it tarped. That's a hell of a punt right there. Punt and cover by Alabama. Hell of a punt and cover by Alabama. But I do know a lot of the folks for the great state of Indiana are very excited for this Hoosier team, everything that Kirk Cignetti has brought to Indiana. I know a lot of people were skeptical in the beginning when he started, being loud, boisterous, and talking. And he just, for the all intents and purposes, I mean, the two teams, the only 2 games that he's lost in his tenure at Indiana have been to Notre Dame, national runner-up, and last year's champion, Ohio State. So, I mean, a lot of people don't like that he's been talking and he's at Indiana, and a lot of people are like, whoa, dude, you're at Indiana. Do you know where you're at? Well, I know they're playing in Alabama in the Rose Bowl. So, and then it's going to be really embarrassing if Indiana wins their playoff game since Ohio State lost. And then you mean to tell me, because there's a lot of excuse making going on because the teams with the bye are 0-6. So that means to tell me that Kirk Cignetti's a better coach than Ryan Day. Got it. Logged. So there is that, but we'll have to see how it all shakes out. It's early. Lot of football to be played. Uh-oh. We'll have to see. There is a lot of shit talking going on Twitter right now. But yeah, tonight we're pulling for the Rebs. Ole Miss. Sending a message here. Okay. All right, let's see what Mendoza can do, the Heisman winner. Let's see what Mr. Heisman can do. Ugh. Although I feel like I should change my shirt. I'll be right back. Oh, sorry about that, folks. Went with the red undershirt. Can't be letting the hamburger meat hang out all on camera. But yeah, so this drive not going as swimmingly. Ken Womack is a good defensive coordinator, former Indiana defensive coordinator. See what they can come up with here. That's a first down. Mendoza thrown on the run. Oh, yeah. What do we got today? Ohio State fans blowing chunks. The last time IU was in the Rose Bowl, they played USC and got their ass kicked by a certain running back. Oh, that player, O.J. Simpson. Yeah, that is a fact. Indiana running a lot of that's simulated rush screenplay. If you can't run it between the tackles, run it on the perimeter. All right. See what they can come up with here. More of the simulated run. It's forcing. It's going to be third and short. This forces Indiana into a 3rd and 1. The breakdown. Indiana's only got 3 yards on the ground. Alabama 6. 19 total yards. Alabama 18 total yards. Indiana's got to get a first down and pick up this 3rd and 1. Offensive lineman in there. And bang, who's your first down? Also, if you're new here, appreciate everybody. Take this time to hit that like and subscribe button. Appreciate that. On the road to 500. Also, probably going to open the phone lines in the second half. The only game that's going to get a full-on post-game show tonight is going to be Ole Miss, Georgia. I'm calling the shot now. Let's go Rebs, Trinidad Chambliss. Indiana is struggling to run the football. I got 5 carries for 17 yards, technically. Mendoza dialing it up, and that's a catch. What a big catch on the sideline. Let me see if I can get this HDR. Yep, gets the foot in and lands in the mud. All right, Indiana in Alabama territory. What are we doing here? Nope, got to run to the open spot, my friend. Yeah, this turf is going to be chewed up by the end of it. All right. So Indiana hits the big pass play, barely gets his foot in bounds. Becker came up with that big play for against Ohio State. All right. Got to get some. Got to get there. Where are we at? Okay. Okay. Ooh. Indiana with another free access. Another 8-yard, 9-yard gain, actually. I'm getting spammed already. I had to block about 4 or 5 of those guys yesterday. But phone lines will be open in the second half. All right. The one thing I've noticed is Indiana hasn't been subbing a lot on offense as far as personnel packages. Another first down. Indiana just pushing that pile. Didn't look particularly great in the first offensive drive, but just that inside handoff. So there is that. Nothing doing on that one. Also got the command center view on. First quarter's coming to a close. All right. Indiana takes a timeout. They must have not have like something they seen on that one. We getting a media timeout? Yes, we are. God, I love the advertisers getting their buck. I'll be very curious on what the ratings are for this game. Just checking out the other platforms. Yeah, Miami last night are the conquerors. I was shocked that Miami did win it. I was shocked, really. Oh, what in the world? Why am I getting spammed today again? So there is that. Also, the pork shoulder turned out great last night. Best hit the ticker on. Also, if you're new here, do us the biggest favor and hit that like and subscribe button. That helps us a ton. We got it's all on the line in this one. I'll be interested to see how Alabama fans react. All right, we're back. The Rose Bowl parade. I forgot all the stuff that goes on with the Rose Bowl. I bet the UCLA folks would love it if the Rose Bowl looked like that when they played. instead of having giant tarps in the stand that spell out UCLA. Mendoza 5 for 5 on this drive after getting sacked twice on the opening drive. Thank you, ESPN. Where would I be without you? Even though we got a late start today, but try to run that inside tunnel out. Ain't nothing doing. Number 96 is a round mound of sound there, my friends. That is a big boy. Yep. As soon as he felt the free release, he just retraces it and finds the receiver. It's typically the guy with his hands up. All right, 3rd and 9, Indiana in the red zone. Yeah, Alabama. Aaron Gertis, tardy again. Indiana going for it here? Oh, the player to coach communication system was out. So Indiana's going to kick a field goal on this drive. But realistically, I mean, that was a good. What's Alabama? Coaches are going crazy. But like I said, phone line will be open in the second half. Oh, 72 had to come out because his. Oh, they had to stop the clock. I mean, if I'm Alabama, they didn't get a. They still get to kick the field goal, but you made the guy that his helmet came off because in the great state of college football now, if your helmet comes off during the play, you have to come out for a play. So there's that. Other news, all kinds of kids hitting the transfer portal today. Not a shock, but Purdue Fort Wayne loses. They're still hungover from that win over Notre Dame in basketball. This is interesting. Penn State quarterback Ethan Gronkmeyer plans to enter the transfer portal, the redshirt freshman with 3 seasons remaining. Wonder where Gronkmeyer is going to go. Don't know if he's going to. It'll be interesting. He started down the stretch for Penn State all the way. Oh, yeah, the waste management's coming up. I think it's interesting that ESPN runs all kinds of ads for the Masters when they don't have the coverage. Unless the PGA's coming out of pocket for that. And also, today, Texas Tech goes down to Oregon. Yeah, Penn State. It's looking like a mass exodus at Penn State right now. Up there in Creepy Valley. Hopefully Matt Campbell. I like Matt Campbell. I think Matt Campbell's a good coach. It's going to be a fascinating endeavor. I will say that much. But also on the docket tonight, we got Ole Miss, Georgia in the Sugar Bowl. I think there's a lot riding on this. I think it's fascinating. Here we are, fake fog. I think it's fascinating, to say the least, that Lane Kiffin was going to show up at the Sugar Bowl. Now the coach to player people are over there looking at Mendoza's helmet. Yeah, so they're over there looking at Mendoza's helmet. Indiana's about to kick the field goal. And it's all peaches and cream. So Ty Simpson and Alabama is going to get another chance at it. And are they going to hit us with a media timeout? Oh, by yes, they are. Love the advertising. Here's the thing. The only time I watch advertising is whenever I watch football. That's it. Also, while we're at an ad break, I'll show you the masterpiece that was last night. Did a full-on pork shoulder before the game the other night. Bang! That's what we had last night. Pork shoulder. Good stuff. Yeah, that was about a 10-hour smoke. Being off of work. Still got some of that left, but yeah. So that's what happens when you're off work. Also, the folks out there, I was seeing some places where people gotta go back to work on Friday, and that sucks. But not for me. Enjoy the time off. That's why sports are so valuable. So yeah, I get you, Dave. But 90% of the stuff that gets advertised to me that they do in the window, I'm not buying. Like, I feel like DoorDash shouldn't advertise. Like, Great Clips. Am I going to Great Clips? No, I'm not going to Great Clips. Subway, not happening. Subway is struggling so bad right now. They got it. You buy 4 subs, you get a 5th one for free, or 3 subs and you get a 4th one for free. Dos Equis, yeah, but I think Modelo's went all in. I just didn't think that. Although I do think Dos Equis, they do have a good advertising campaign. I worked yesterday and tomorrow and had to drive 8 hours and 30 minutes. And drive 8 hours to do 30 minutes of work. Oh yeah, I forgot, Dave. You're up in the Pacific Northwest. That's a fascinating deal out there. I wonder how many students ended up making the trip. I mean, that's a hell of a ticket. The Rose Bowl tickets were expensive. See, this is the problem. Oh man, 4 hours each way. That's tough, man. That's a hell of a drive. I kind of wonder what the I wonder if there was some students that road tripped it or if everybody just flew. Bloomington to the Rose Bowl, that'd be a hell of a road trip. All right, there goes that man, Jam Miller in Indiana. Nothing doing. When I posted the thing about it's going to be concerning that Alabama can't run the football, people were like clowning it. But the one thing I will say that's fascinating, I posted the TikTok of Indiana, or not Indiana, but Miami. Miami was going to cover the 9.5 points. That video has hardly any comments on it. It did initially, but ever since the result of last night, your comment section's eerily quiet. I'm concerned. Oh, man. Number 46. Getting into it. God damn spammers. All right. Here we go. They kept saying talent, 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 like Indiana didn't beat Ohio State, Oregon with equal talent to Bama. Oh, yeah, Dave. I totally get you on that. Ooh, 4th and 1. You got to remember. When it comes to Indiana, they're not going to give Indiana any respect at all. Is DeBoer going to go for this? Interesting thing they brought up, if one team's comms go down, the other team should not be allowed to use it. Thoughts? Yeah, that's fair. That's what they do in the NFL. In the NFL, if like I know this is going to be weird, but typically at New England, when the comms would go down, the other coaching staff has to take their headsets off until they get the comms up and working. It's pretty much like that across all football, except in high school where they don't have the coach to player. They don't have the helmets with the mics. Now, I think some states are going to try to test that out, but I'm not 100% sure if they're going to do that. I think like Alabama and Georgia, their athletic associations were talking about it, but I don't think anybody's pulled the proverbial basically wrote the check for it. But the problem I have with the coach to player thing is that, let's say it wouldn't be now, but in a couple of years, the traditional ways of calling offense in the NFL, it's all in your helmet. In college, for decades upon decades, they would just sign everything in to where you're not running kids in and out like high school with the play. And my concern is that it's not, Mendoza probably can read signs, but in 5 years where kids have never had to have a play signed in, they're not going to know what the hell you're doing over there if the comms go down. So that's just my opinion on it. But that's a good question, though, Scott. But yeah, I'm wondering if it's all the comms or if it's just Mendoza's helmet. Because just like in the NFL, the green dot is who the coach has communication with. Some people don't know that don't watch a ton of football, and that's kind of what happened. My problem with it is you can steal their signs. Yeah, I'm pro. I am pro coach to player comm system, but the only thing that I am concerned about is they got IT working on it right now. They said, "Oh yeah, I have a buddy that's an IT person. He works for a big pharmaceutical company, and he says like some of the smartest like pharmacists he knows can't figure out their computers, and he'll literally go in there, turn it off, and turn it back on, and it fixes it. Sometimes it's not a complicated issue. They probably have to pull in a help desk ticket. Yeah. Is DeBoer really contemplating going for this? Or is he going to draw him off sides? I don't think taking, or no. Why don't take the penalty here? Why would you take a delay game? It will get there by next week. Yeah, I hear you on that, Dave. I don't know why you take the penalty there. I mean, I think this 4th and 1 is critical. Alabama 27 total yards of offense, but I just can't contemplate. This is fascinating going forward on 4th down here, because if you don't get it, Indiana's in field goal range. No, nope, no way. No way. See, remember teams used to run the pooch punt by the QB here? I know. I don't know why you would go for that. I get it. You've got to. Yeah, the Steelers used to do it all the time with Roethlisberger. He could punt. But Indiana's team defense is too fast to try to spread them out, just like last night with Miami. Crimson on crimson game. Yeah, that is true. That is very true. Because, and also the Rose Bowl loves it because both teams are the same color. It makes the seats look full. If you ever noticed in the Superdome, that's why they would have the multicolor seats, because if it was empty, it's hard to tell on TV. So you just gave the Indiana the ball back at the 35-yard line. I'm not a football genius, but I know that going for it right there is a bad idea. Mendoza slips out of it. This guy is slippery. Get out of bounds before you get hit, son. Oh, no. This officiating crew is awful. The guy that's the white hat in this game is awful. He got fired from the Pac-12, and then the Big 12 hired him. Nah, that is a hold right there. You can see the chest plate on the shoulder pads. So Indiana's going to go to the 45 now. Damn spammers, man. These people need to get a life. Stop bothering this YouTube channel, people. I'm not here, as the great Kirk Campbell would say, I'm not here to play your reindeer games. Uh-oh, slipping through a hole. You got to tackle him. You got to tackle him. That's a 20-yard run. Stop trying to tackle him high. These Indiana running backs run hard. Oh, yeah. Student section is pumped up. Just look at him. It's just one guard right there. Goes right off of him. 18, he had the, if I remember correctly, from the Florida State game, he got called out by a bunch of effort plays. Oh, no. Alabama fans have taken to the message boards. What is message boards? Genius posted now. Bama Online, what a dumb effing call. Fire DeBoer, riverboat gambler. Grub, please go back to Seattle. Ty Simpson's an asshole. Oh yeah, I seen that, Dave. Ooh, that's a good PBU by the DB there. Hell of a PBU. Yeah, Michigan pretty much raided Utah's coaching staff. The thing of it is that they got to remember that when they hired Whittingham, Morgan Scully he's probably not everybody was going to get retained. So Michigan was going to take a vast majority of them, and the Hoosiers on the board. Indiana jumps out by us, yeah. Indiana jumps out. Mendoza. Charlie Becker says mud-stained jersey and all, and he says, and he gets up there. After all, Pat McAfee and the boys also on the sideline or in the end zone right there. Bang. Does he complete the catch? Yes. That's a hell of a throw, hell of a catch, hell of an execution. Dave's here says OC from Utah and DC for BYU. Yeah. I think BYU is an underrated program. Shout out to everyone in the chat, including the Andre Duke Show. Keep up the good work on this channel. Appreciate the shout out from supplement guy. Well, appreciate you, man. That's we're kind of a one-man band over here, but appreciate the shout out. Also, you do us the biggest favor, hit that like and subscribe button. Appreciate you. And what is this? Again, more of the spam. Get that out of here. We don't need no no more of that. But yeah, appreciate the shout out, my guy. We're also doing the Sugar Bowl tonight and see what the Golding era has for us. Can Pete Golding pull it off? Those bots are killing in the New Year resolutions. Yeah, I know. It's kind of a pain in the ass because if you're not watching your chat, they'll just keep spamming it until you block them. But yeah, appreciate everybody. Also, we take a break at halftime around here. Got to go eat some food, and then after halftime, we'll open up the phone lines and let the fans talk if they want to. But yeah, Indiana jumps out to a 10-point lead here. I think it was a matter of time. The biggest thing is that I don't think Alabama was anticipating was Indiana being able to score with them. Everyone who had grits for breakfast are completely shocked right now. Oh, Dave, I gotta throw that one on screen. Yeah, there's some folks upset. But yeah, we're on the steady climb to 500 subscribers, trying to get there. Doing that. Also shout out to everybody who watched all year long, and gonna try to keep it strong going into this year. When football's completely over, we're gonna transfer into some college hoops, and then when hoops is over, we're going to roll into roll into some college baseball and football, and we're gonna have still everything with the shows not really gonna change a whole bunch, but the content. Oh wow, I thought they were gonna call face mask on that one. It looked like he hooked him, but could have been just me. But Indiana needs to come out and make a statement on defense. A takeaway would be ideal. Oh, yeah, and also probably going to be launching a separate YouTube channel alone from this one with my buddy Scott. Going to be doing some F1 content as well in racing stuff. It's a good throw. Ryan Williams. Trying to get him involved here early. Going to be getting that pumped up. I got to do some thinking on that. How I'm gonna launch that channel. What I can do for that. Also, I think we'll probably pre-record that one. Ty Simpson, yeah, that's just Alabama getting out in space and getting lost there. Oop, little play action. Yeah. Oh yeah. I hear you on that, but that's a well-designed play. I think getting a stop is oh wow. That was going to get blown up. Ty Simpson actually did that kid a favor because 46 there he was going to be leading the vanguard. Because a lot of Indiana's offensive linemen were, as soon as they got that free release and you look at the quarterback's shoulders, you just got to turn and retrace. Nothing doing. Jam Miller or the other kid can get anything going on the ground. Alabama, 15 rushing yards. Indiana's top 4 in rush defense. And they struggled running against middle-of-the-road SEC teams, and they thought they were going to come in here and run the football. As Lee Corso says, not so fast, my friends. And I also said months ago when Indiana was before the Big Ten championship, got to watch his tight end out here. And Simpson sacked. Midfield. Indiana getting after him. It's not Indiana's defensive line that you got to worry about. It's the guys running through the holes that they create, just like this. Boop, right there. And then as soon as they felt Ty Simpson stepping up in the pocket, they had 3 defenders converge on him. Okay, the punt is away. They went left punt, just catch it. Just catch it, man. Not going for it? Oh, man. Oh, man, the Alabama fans are pissed right now. They are not happy with DeBoer going for it on 4th down. And I can concur. I'm not, especially on your end of the field, I'm not a big proponent of that. I'm just not. Because if you don't get it, you gave Indiana a touchdown. You held them once, they kicked a field goal, and then you spot them the ball. It's like, what? There's a statistic out there. Don't quote me on this, but it holds true with blocked punts. Like if your team gets a blocked punt / goes for it on fourth down and doesn't get it. It's from the 50, 35. You go, I don't know, Dave, because you gave him 7 points, and you're clearly struggling. You're struggling coming up the side of the mountain when it comes to running the football. Although I do think tonight the Sugar Bowl is going to be electric. And I woke up late, not going to lie. And then I looked at the score and I watched some of the Texas Tech Oregon game. I'm like, that's going to be boring as hell. So I just decided not to do it, delete the stream. Sometimes you got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them. And we folded them. The two later games were the topic du jour of the day. The storylines, DeBoer of being a former Indiana offensive coordinator, Kirk Cignetti being the former director of recruiting, being on Saban's first staff, and then also Kane Womack being the former Indiana defensive coordinator. And when DeBoer left Indiana, oh man, these bots again. It's like, what'd you say, Dave? The other side of the 50, that's a no-go. Yeah. I'll agree with you on there. If you're at, let's say, Indiana's 41-yard line and you want to go for it, great. But not when the shadow of your own goalpost is right there. Appreciate you, man. I'm getting people following on the Instagram, the YouTubes, and the Twittersphere. So appreciate that. Shout out to you know who you are. I can't hardly keep this transfer portal stuff straight. It's just every time I open my phone, there's 4 or 5 kids in the portal. More bots. That was a hold. And Mendoza gets sacked on that play. Not the way to start it. I think he lost 7-8 yards. It's going to be second and 19. So realistically, yeah, Indiana just got beat up front. Appreciate you. Go Indiana. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm sure the equipment managers love it when logos just go flying off helmets. Uh-oh. Forearms hurt. Can't tell if it's forearm or shoulder. Maybe dislocated finger or something. Appreciate the subscribers. People hitting that button. It's totally free to subscribe. Totally free. All right. My Miami Hurricanes beat Ohio State. Yes, they did. That is in 4K. That is going down. The Buckeyes trampled. I haven't watched the Ryan Day press conference yet from last night. I figured I would take a minute before I would watch it. Just for the simple fact of reading some of Dan's comments. So Oregon moves on to the Peach Bowl. They get the winner of Indiana. Miami was my second favorite team yesterday. Oh, I could imagine. I just thought it was really odd all the Michigan people just completely dumping, or not Michigan, but the Ohio State people dumping on Michigan, and then they go out there and completely get blasted by Miami. Yep. We wouldn't want to try to sell you academics without getting some football stuff in there. Indiana's catching on to how this works. Enrollment, I guarantee you enrollment, since Indiana's got good at football, has exploded. Oregon won today. Yeah, they did. I guess I better look and oh, the Peach Bowl's in Atlanta. Yeah, I love the Disney plus Hulu ESPN combo. It wouldn't be a football, or we couldn't advertise the NFL without throwing some Taylor Swift in there. I'm sure the majority of the audience just rolled their eyes. Both fan bases get nearly as much enjoyment out of the other side losing versus their own team winning. Oh, yeah. That's just like Carnell Jones. He got blasted last night on Twitter. He got blasted last night on Twitter because he put a tweet out at this time last year when Carson Beck signed with Miami. His tweet was basically, show me this tweet again this time next year. And the Miami fans found it and just completely blasted the dude. Hey, Mark Cuban on the screen at the Rose Bowl. Okay. Are they gonna call that a catch? I don't know if they're gonna call that a catch or not. 1, 2, ball pops out. That's tough. So Indiana's going to punt. They're going to get way more yards from a punt, but Miami's offense was good during the first quarter and the defense set it up. Yeah. Also, Julian Sand throwing that laser beam that was a pick six. All right, fair catch, caught. Alabama's going to start with it at like the 15. Is game day going to be? Where's game day going to be? That's the interesting question. Speaking it into existence. All right. Mendoza, 7 of 9, 76 yards. What is Alabama going to do on offense? That's the big question. That's Ty Simpson's safety blanket, the tight end. Everybody else is covered. Where's my tight end at? Okay. Just another clear out, get the first down. Simple. Looks like Alabama's going with some tempo here. 6 minutes left in the second quarter. Okay. I'm surprised Grubb has not tried to take a moon shot yet. Oh, got to wrap him up, fellas. Another 7-yard gain there. If Indiana wins, they play Oregon. Yes, they play Oregon if Indiana wins. And then The winner of Georgia Ole Miss gets. Ooh, what a hit! The winner of Georgia Ole Miss gets Miami. And I think if you're a Miami fan, I would want to be pulling for the Rebels in that one. Just real quick out of the backfield, Dinkin and Duncan. Alabama only 85 yards of total offense. Ryan Williams held under 50 yards in 6 straight games. Yeah, something was going on. He was not featured in a lot of games. I think in that first playoff game he didn't even get a touch. Jam Miller stuffed in the backfield. I think it's gonna get close here in the second half. Championship is January 19th. Yes, it is. Which, in my opinion, they should just move the schedule up and say the hell with it and have January 1 be the national championship game. But what do I know? We're just, short people, as Randy Newman says. Oh, and he fumbles it. Indiana ball. Oh, man. More bots. That is dumb. That's why you slide, Ty Simpson, so you don't get hit. Yeah, that ball's out. Ball is out. That's why you slide. If you're a quarterback, that's why you slide. Taking care of the football is the number one priority. Ty Simpson obviously didn't watch Friday Night Lights. Can't hang on to the football. Can't hang on to the light. I don't care what anybody says. That's an epic line in a movie. Tim McGraw delivered that one. Yikes. Although I will say they are moving this Rose Bowl game along quickly because they want to get to the night game with the big ratings. If they teach them not to slide, they kind of fall forward. Yeah. Not a good start for Bama. Yeah, I hear you on that. Uh-oh, Ty Simpson getting checked out by the trainer. That's not a good sign. Well, my thing is that slide. Because nobody ever fumbled the football sliding. Who took a timeout? Somebody took a timeout. I have no audio. I can only go by what I'm seeing. All right. Yes. I don't know about you, but I'm inspired to buy some Cheez-Its now. Not really. Not really a Cheez-Its guy, to be honest. Oh, Apple Watch, no thanks. Mm. Only if all hotel breakfasts looked like that. Only if. Only if they looked like that. Marriott Bomboy. Yeah. Stayed at one of those before. Ty Simpson looks hurt to me. Yeah, because he took a huge shot in the ribs by not sliding. That's why the quarterbacks in the NFL, it's either slide or run out of bounds. So you hurt yourself, and then on top of hurting yourself, you fumble the football. Chipotle, no thanks. A fork full of salt. But I'll double down and say, hey, Chipotle, you want to advertise? I'll be in. Oh yeah. Mr. Beast giving away $5 million. Wonder if that's cash. What was that? Rush hours. I need 20 million in 20s, 10 million in 10s. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we're closing in on the first half. Being over. The ads in this. Yeah, Planet Fitness. Yeah. Not really my thing. $15 a month. Judgment free zone. Oh yeah, Goodyear with the blimp. Although I will say the Goodyear logo, elite logo, foot with the wings. Hey, I wonder if this year at the Rose Bowl ceremony, the Rose Bowl MVP can get on the stage, kind of like last year when Will Howard couldn't get on the stage. The security people wouldn't let him on there. Awesome. Just awesome. Mendoza bubble. Oh, double takes. All right. Now get down and don't fumble the football. There you go. Get down and don't fumble the football. All right. Here we go. Holes closed, bouncing it outside. Signetti has to get out of the way, almost got taken out there. Mendoza did it the modern way. Yeah, well, he did. I want Indiana to win this game because I hate Alabama. All right. Okay, Indiana, first down. Sorry, I was checking the old ring camera. Okay. Signetti's pissed about something. What are the white hats meeting about? We should have a party if Bama and OSU gets knocked out. Yeah, I guess it's the Sugar Bowl. Okay, what do we Fernando Mendoza, what are we doing here? I have no audio. Can somebody fill me in on what they're saying? So it's 3rd and 1. Okay. Are they reviewing the spot? Okay. Timeout. Fixing the chain. Gotcha. Because if you look at the line to gain that they show, that's the unofficial on TV, he's like a foot and a half over the marker. But I told you this white hat got fired from the Pac-12 because he was bad. And also, for the big college football fans, where BYU got screwed last year, or no, Utah got screwed last year, he was the white hat. Well, ESPN, to the average fan here, I don't think they're I don't think they're communicating it well, because I just turned on closed caption and it's not being communicated. But what of a joke of a game this far by Alabama? Yeah, that's true. So they had to they review that. Alabama's looked putrid on offense. That was a good shot of the marching 100. Why aren't all reviews like the ACC? Because, Dave. First down IU. Appreciate you, Gerd, on the update. Big run. Bounced it outside again. All right. He got out of bounds, too, so that's a double plus. Indiana's only got one timeout. Minute 7 left. So basically you got, probably, with it being a minute 7, you probably got 4 plays left, 5. Ooh, over the middle. Nice route, Magellan. Zero took a bad route on that one. Yeah, Alabama went into super safe. Out route to the tight end. What a catch and throw. The Hoosiers, as the old Hank Stram would say, they're matriculating the ball down the field. Come on, Lenny. Hank Stram, the legendary Kansas City Chiefs coach from back in the day. 38 toss power trap. As Vince Lombardi says, we're getting a seal here and a seal here to run the ball in the alley. I'm sure that went over the majority of folks' heads, but they're gonna mark that a first down. If they mark that a first down, yes, they're gonna stop the clock. And then we'll be back after halftime to watch the second half, and I'll grab the iPad and, God, come on, guys. Come on, bots. Don't you guys got something better to do other than bother me? Yes, Indiana first down. Okay, Signetti burns the timeout. This will be huge if Indiana can punch this in right here. It'll be huge. They got to punch this one in. Timeout, get the bearings. Dog is going crazy. Somebody has arrived at my homestead. Checking it out. What is Lane Kiffin talking about? He's retweeting a bunch of Dan Wolken stuff. Um, Yeah, Kiffin complaining because of the extra playoff games. Don't know what Kiffin's going to do whenever they add extra playoff games. Oh, this is some Indiana news. My Eagles are wearing the Kelly green on Sunday. Hey, that's not a bad out uniform for the Eagles. I like some of those throwbacks. Like Seattle's great, Philly's great. Although I wish the Eagles would wear black with the white pants more, because that black Eagles helmet is great. All right. Oh, play action, wide open in the end zone. Indiana on the board. Hoosiers. But the other thing that's Indiana relevant, Joey Lynch, Bill Lynch's kid, former Indiana coach, was an analyst at Texas A&M. He just got promoted to QB's coach. Fernando Mendoza's parents loving it. Indiana 11 plays, 58 yards, 2 minutes and 52 seconds. Alabama's only going to have 17 seconds left. You spotted him 7, DeBoer. Yep, Indiana. It's looking good at this point. Looking good. And then when we hear the final whistle for halftime, Signetti looks skeptical. Don't believe him. He's not believing, and they keep replaying the Ty Simpson thing, and that was just a hell of a play action pass. 2 was just chasing him, had to cut through some junk. I've noticed the players are throwing up the IU. But in the thick of it here, that is what you call NIL era. NIL era is it's a masterful thing when it works for you. Signetti making notes on the world's smallest note card. I thought the interview he gave leading up to the Rose Bowl was fascinating. He's like, well, I always thought I'd be a good head coach. You think? Indiana closing in on unsubstantiated territory. So there's that. Alabama's going to knee it. That is the first half. We will be back after the first half. And I will see you guys in a few. All right, we are back. Oh boy. Second half is getting ready to commence. Okay. Answering some questions off the air. Got this comment. Can't wait until Indiana chokes this lead and Alabama comes back to win this game. We'll see. Anything is possible. But we're back. All right, kick is away. So we are here. All right. Getting it going. Got to put up the banner, open the phone lines. Got to edit that. All right. Alabama starts with it. All right. Phone line is open. Number to call if you want to get your call in. Not looking so good there. I really hope Indiana chokes this big lead. It would be so funny. We'll see. Phone line's open. Number to call 260-255-4069. Also appreciate everybody who has came and hung out with us in this live stream. So there is that. Ty Simpson. Oh, buddy. Thing got swatted backwards. But phone line is open. Number to call. The Hoosiers are not crap. Phone line is open. Number to call 260-255-4069 is the number to call if you want to call. I'm eerily waiting for all the Ohio State fans to come out and Simpson back to the tight end. Indiana ripping at that ball. They are turnover hungry. So there is that. Appreciate everybody who has joined and rejoined. Got to get a post out on the Twitter sphere. Indiana's defense is trash. That's only allowed 96 yards today, but in 3 sacks, but we'll see. So there is that. Let me get another retweet in there. Okay. Okay, what do we have? That's what Signetti's going to do. He's going to come out and take the air out of this thing. I guarantee you that there has been strict instruction. So also, if you're new here, do us the biggest favor, hit that like and subscribe button. We are got another subscriber. Appreciate it. We are up to 434. We are marching to 500. On the march to 500. Whoa, Bama came out hot in the second half. Scott. Another RPO fake. 12 minutes. This is going to be the longest second half in Indiana Hoosier football history. I about guarantee it. Like I said, also the phone line is open. If you want to call, if you're a pissed off Alabama fan and want to talk it out, we can talk it out right here. Phone line is open. Number to call, 260-255-4069 is the number to call. So Mendoza gets down, falls forward. Indiana first down. Okay, got some other things popping up. Transfer portal news. Local kid Brock that went to Leo is in the transfer portal. They can't call their chain smoking from stress, being down 17. I mean, Indiana is just blocking the hell out of Alabama right now. Yeah, Scott, kid that went to Leo, he committed to Miami out of high school. He is in the transfer portal. I wonder where he's going to go. As we're looking at it. Oh, yeah. You sent me that thing on ESPN. Mendoza gets out of bounds. Miami of Ohio versus Indiana 1992 was a long second half. Oh, yeah. You were probably in attendance for that one. Got Indiana here. I think this, realistically, one of the bigger issues for Alabama is time is not on your side. What was that Denzel Washington movie? Time isn't on your side. I can't remember that movie. What was the name of that movie? Now I got to look. Also, shout out to Jameson Meat Market. Went in there, had to pick up some Ziffel's barbecue sauce the other day, and last game I attended. You're gonna have to get out there. You're gonna have to go back at least once. Indiana, just the Hoosiers, just running that damn thing. I really got to think of that Denzel Washington movie now. Ziffel's Rocks. Oh, yeah. Ziffel's, what was... Also got picking up some agaves as well tonight. Doing that. Man. That is just a scrum. The Indiana offensive line. If I had to give the MVP of the game out, I would give it to the Hoosiers offensive line because they are just moving Alabama off the point of attack. They are just moving them. But, Indiana went out and they invested in the offensive line. They really did, and I think that is the difference. Same thing with Miami. Oh, Mendoza takes off. Another 8-yard gain. Mendoza. Bama hasn't had an answer for anything. Who was all in that movie? Yes. The Denzel Washington movie I was thinking of was Fallen. Gigs for Alabama. And Mendoza dialing it up. Bang! Hoosiers touchdown, 24-0, just getting dismantled. Alabama getting dismantled on the biggest stage. Hate to see it. Surratt, Mendoza. What is that? 2 touchdowns for Mendoza? All that shit those Alabama fans were talking. I love it. I got a ton of friends that are Alabama fans, but this falls into the same thing as Ohio State. This ain't your grandma's Alabama team. And this ain't your grandma's Indiana team. This is transfer portal. This is NIL. This is investing, and these are the fruits of the labor. And I wouldn't be shocked if Cignetti runs it up. Biggest comeback Bama's ever made to win a game was 17. Looks like that might be their last game. Hey, the Hoosiers are crushing them. Man, that is unbelievable. Unbelievable. I am sure 7.5 point spread. Yeah, that's what it was at close. It sat at 6.5 all week, and I watched it. When it went to 7, I was like, I was going to tick up a little bit. And when it started moving in the right direction, the sharps came out and bet Indiana big time. Yeah, just following the transfer portal news. Sig will look pissed with a 24-point lead until the game's over. Yeah, that is true. Huh. Ooh, we taking some shots here. There are some people taking some shots on the Twitter sphere. Yeah, this has a possibility of getting ugly. Getting ugly like a chick at Duff's. Wow. I never thought you would see the day the Hoosiers would be moving on. I mean, it's not over yet. Let's not get ahead of our skis here, but it's not over. 24 points. Going to be real quiet at work when we go back with all the Bama fans. Yeah, yeah. This ain't your grandma's Indiana. This is fascinating. Also, throw it out there. Phone lines are open. Number to call, 260-255-4069. Is the number to call if you're an Alabama fan and want to get into it and talk it out. We can talk it out. We'll be here for a little bit, maybe until the Sugar Bowl starts, and then we're going to go right back live, and then we're going to have an Ole Miss Georgia post-game show. So there is that. Indiana fans are showing them. They also had a what was it? They were showing some good ops of the marching 100 for the Hoosiers. Touchback. Ty Simpson not coming back out. Wow. There goes the helmet. Going with the Mac kid. Wow. We going to get a media timeout? They going to media timeout us? Yes, they are. Got to get that money. Got to get the money. All right. That's where we're looking. Setting pretty interesting to say the least. Cannot believe it has turned out like this. I'm gonna put the second string QB in to mix things up. Yeah, kinda. Um Whoa, that's interesting. Breaking news: the Miami Dolphins are bringing on Troy Aikman as a consultant to help them, to advise them in a general manager. Wow, that's interesting. A lot of people putting chef hats on Mendoza because he is cooking right now. The only thing for DeBoer is that the Mac kid comes in, he better do something. It's going to be interesting. I know that. I'm surprised we haven't got any more craziness going on inside the portal. Wow. All right. Oh boy. Wow, they're showing an OJ Simpson highlight. That's interesting. OJ Simpson. Also, if you're new here, hit that like and subscribe button. Also, do us the biggest favor and smash that. And then also the phone line is open. Number to call 260-255-4069 is the number to call. Austin Mack takes over. Is Simpson hurt or did they yank him? I wouldn't be shocked if he's got broken ribs. The raw emotion for Ty Simpson. Yeah, if you're the Mac kid, you got to come in there and it's one play at a time for him. Young kids, Rose Bowl. This isn't the OJ on Fox. LOL. I know. I can't believe they showed an OJ highlight. That's pretty bold. I mean, with minus the off the field stuff with OJ Simpson, hell of a running back. He ran for 2,000 yards in the NFL when they only played 14 games. So that's that. Some people will disagree with that, but I mean, OJ was a hell of a player, Heisman Trophy winner, NFL Hall of Famer. You know, he's got the laundry list. Off-field issues, I will say that. Matt Kid's got some wheels. He's a giant too. He's 6'6". That's a big Q. ESPN is a few seconds ahead. Yeah. These damn bots. So, as it looks, Alabama 30 plays, 42 rush yards, 68 pass, 110 yards of offense, 1 of 6 on third down and 3 sacks. Hell of a stat line. Aaron Curtis, game over. Indiana gets a stop here and they go down and score a touchdown. I would feel a lot comfortable. I have sat in the stands at Memorial Stadium when I was in high school and watched a lot of Indiana games that Indiana be up 14, 16 points in the third quarter. The fourth quarter starts and it all falls apart. So we can't count the chickens before they roost, but Indiana elite on third down, 6 of 9 today. 15 first downs. Indiana's been efficient. Oh. Yep. Just like I've said. Can't count the chickens yet. Also, we got and if you're up a little later, we're doing Ole Miss. Yeah, me too. I know. Ole Miss, Georgia, Sugar Bowl tonight. We'll have that running. And then we'll do the Ole Miss, Georgia post-game show, Alabama on the edge of the red zone. All right, what's Bama up to here? They just burn a timeout. Oh, I gotta send this too. What was I looking for? I was looking for something. I'll just screenshot it and send that to the person it needs to. Sorry, I'm sending a text. That kid from Leo up in my area hit the transfer portal, sending it to somebody. All right. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Media timeout. Kind of think it's bizarre to say the least. Alabama has came out flatter than a tire. Bless Alabama's heart. I would say you want to see something real funny. Signetti is going to look like he can eat a box of axe handles if they score. And here's the other thing on the Boars end of it. When it comes to it, do you go for it? Is this 4-down territory? Because if you kick a field goal, your fan base is going to get pissed. And then if you go for it and don't get it, ugh. I hate to be on that end of it. But, as the shows prior leading up to this, that was something that me and Richie had talked about when it came to the Alabama thing. If they can't be balanced on offense, it was going to be a major issue, which it's kind of rearing its head today. That was the big thing of it. So we'll see. Message board geniuses post: Alabama has embarrassed the SEC. They tried to go for it and failed. Well, there is a lot of stuff. Oh yeah, we got Cebollas on the way. Loving it. It's a local Mexican restaurant in the Fort Wayne area. They got a couple locations, really good food. All right. What can Bama do here? Ooh, what a throw by the Mac kid. Tight end sneaks up the sideline, the 6'4" kid. I believe the Mac kid was he came over with the Boar from Washington. Now The Mac kid, yeah, he's gonna steamroll some people. All right, second goal coming up for Bama. Ty Simpson, 12 of 16 for 67 yards. There they go. I'd like to have one of those marching 100 hats. Tom Coughlin, Herb Street wanted Bama in as laughable as idiot Herb Street. Sorry, as an Alabama fan, I'm not giving credit to Indiana for this game. Now look at Indiana's fan base talking all this smack. They need to shut up because they're not going to beat Oregon. Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news on that one. Indiana's already beat Oregon and they beat them there. So I think Oregon has issues on offense and they have issues up front. Indiana beat Oregon. Put Tom Coughlin up there. Indiana beat Oregon, Ohio State, now Alabama. Scott Wise comes in. We beat them at their home. Yeah. You know who's going to have a loud fan base? Notre Dame. Ooh, man. 17 just gets popped. Act like he got shot there for a second. All right, 4th and goal. DeBoer's sending out the field goal unit. Yeah, the Alabama fans are not going to like that. The Mac kid can spin it. He had to get rid of it. God Guns Church in Alabama. Indiana's take the dirty hit light, Indiana defense. All right, Alabama's on the board. Field goal. Can't count the chickens yet. Do you think the crowd will get worse for us at a neutral site? I bet a ton of people go to the Peach Bowl because it's going to be inside. It's at the Falcon Stadium. I don't think it's a hard sell. I mean, it's like 10 degrees outside in Indiana right now. I don't think it's a hard sell at all. I just can't believe that we're sitting here on New Year's Day and Indiana is currently leading in the Rose Bowl. Talk about something 5 years ago you didn't have on your bingo card. But then again, I mean, that's where this comes into. The NIL and transfer portal have balanced the water table. And just looking by today, I mean, the amount of kids that are in the transfer portal, I think there's probably all the notable ones that On3 has posted. I'm a Notre Dame fan, but Indiana already beat Oregon. It's on their field. Oh, man. We're getting testy in the chat. Testy in the chat. Also, phone line is open. Number is on the ticker below. Number to call, 260-255-4069 is the number to call if you want to hop in. Come on in. The water is fine. Although I will say Liberty Mutual with the Limu Emu thing, that's pretty interesting. That is a interesting commercial, to say the least. Greenland 2, didn't watch Greenland 1. Gerard Butler. No idea what that is about, but interesting. All I know is if I'm like one of the marching 100, the one of the band members that got to go on the Rose Bowl trip. Scott Wise with the big one. Throw this up there. It's funny. The whole country says I use a joke every single team we played, we beat. When they say, "Oh, it's just a bad game for us. It doesn't count." Scott Wise, grow up. And oh, Scotty, pumping the Hoosier train loud and proud. I mean, it was the same thing that was said after they beat Ohio State. It was the same thing they said after they beat Oregon. People just are reluctant to give them credit because they're new money college football. That's what it is. I mean, a 21 point lead in the third quarter. Does Indiana come out and score another touchdown? We'll see. We'll see. I don't think Cignetti's going to take his foot off the gas. I really don't. I mean, a 3-touchdown lead going into the fourth quarter. Also, what would be an interesting detail? Pat McAfee details decision to bench Ty Simpson. Nothing possible injury factor. All right, Pat, thank you for the update. Cignetti's going to get, I have a feeling, a little conservative, but the big thing that Indiana does really well is they throw the ball down the field. Curtis. No left pedals at Indiana this year. Oh, yeah. I'm wondering if I think Indiana might be having the coach to player issue again because Mendoza just ran over to the sideline. And that's a first down, and he's got more. Oh, man. That'll be... This is going to go down as one of the... Oh, boy. Lane Kiffin's at it again. Oh. So we're getting there. Ooh, Scott off the top rope. Yeah, the Alabama folks aren't going to be thrilled. We go to the fourth quarter. Hold up your fours. Hold up your fours and strap on your seatbelts because I think it's going to get interesting. The Indiana running backs run hard, and you can't tackle them high. So Indiana's going to take it into... They're going to take it into the fourth quarter. Media timeout upcoming. All right. Let's get some Kirkland water to refill the water. I'm going to reserve the beers today for the post-game show. All right. Cignetti learned the game from Saban. Cignetti is the best in the country. I will throw that comment up. Yep. He is a former Saban assistant. Also, phone line is open as well. Just throwing it out there. Alabama was lucky to make the playoffs. See, this guy's realistic. Into the third quarter, Alabama just put that up. Yeah. They are roasting the Alabama third quarter chat or their third quarter post. Right down the middle. What is this? So, what's your gut feeling for Alabama schedule next season? I don't know. I haven't really dived into the schedule stuff. You gotta, in my opinion, you gotta wait until the transfer portal settled, and then really, I don't typically like to do the schedule prediction until about a week before the season starts. With Signetti, that Mark Cuban money for NIL, IU could be dominant for years to come. Well, that's a big part of it. A lot of resources getting pumped into Indiana. So the one person I feel bad for is the Indiana basketball coach, DeFreeze. Yeah, that's going to be interesting because they're going to be all over him. Kirby and the dogs in the building down there at the Caesars Superdome. Tom Coughlin. Alabama got in the playoffs on a last-minute switch with Notre Dame for no reason. ESPN is pro SEC laughable. I think Notre Dame has they kind of have a beef a little bit when it comes to the playoff committee. So Indiana comes out, keeps it on the ground, and we're about to see if the Hoosiers can get it. I think Alabama needs to find a better offense through the transfer portal. I think where Alabama needs to get better is up front on the offensive line, because they've been stifled all day and they can't run the ball, and squirts through. Oh no, out the gate, 88. Indiana just pouring it on now. The Alabama defense is tired. They look tired. Wise, I agree. Indiana will be a powerhouse. Yeah. Yikes. Oh man, he just runs right through that hole. Just short, choppy steps. Of course, Signetti walks up to him and shakes his hand. The Signetti hate is through the roof by some fan bases. Good, sent Bama's defense home in an ambulance. Oh boy. It is getting testy in the chat of the Andre Duke show. I wonder what the TV number is going to be when this comes out. I'll be curious. Ball State, kid in the portal. Well, Bama definitely a goner now. They literally getting cooked. Yeah. Alabama. My thing is that if you're going to lose, I would rather get my doors blown off than have some false hope and lose on the last second field goal. I'd rather get blown out so you know. kind of like what's probably going to happen to the Steelers on Sunday night. They're probably going to get blown out, and I'll be totally okay with that. All right. Just trying to keep up on the messaging. Indiana has more rush yards than Alabama's total yards. Yeah. Yeah, that is true. That is a fact. I'm not shocked by that because the Alabama offense has only converted 1 third down today. Did not help their defense at all. You got to play complementary football when it comes down to this. Herb Street is a fool. He's mad because Mendoza was running for big gains. He said Alabama better put a man on him. Well, it goes against the whole narrative on the it goes against their whole narrative. So that's just like if you watch the broadcast tonight, if you're like an Ole Miss fan, if you watch the broadcast tonight, it's just going to be how many Lane Kiffin references are they going to get? Because a lot of people at ESPN are rep by CAA. At least the coach said the 4th down fuck up was entirely his fault. Yeah. I mean, DeBoer did own it. Oh, the Cooper Bowl from 91. I think that's what? Trent Green? Indiana? Played Baylor. Wow. It is, I think it's fascinating. Alabama had 3 rushing yards against Georgia, and they put them in the playoffs. Yeah. Where are we at here? Yep, Indiana 179 rushing yards to Alabama's 161 total. Oh boy. It is a fascinating watch here. See what Matt can do. I think it would be a positive sign if Alabama can go out and do something on offense. Indiana only rushes 3. They're spying Mac. He breaks the pocket. 46 comes after him, and Mac throws it away. Alabama pretty much lost this game. They didn't show up at all in this game. Should have stayed on the bus. And the players, all ESPN commentators are saying the buys we love, but unless you're IU, you're just yeah. Yeah, I get you on that. What is oh no, that's a Saccola. Kalen DeBoer's time is over in Alabama. Well, $80 million buyout says otherwise. He'll be back next year unless he takes an NFL job. DeBoer should have gone to Michigan. No. Oh no. Yeah, they look. Ooh, man. I'm just curious on when the Alabama folks are going to be hitting the turnstiles. I think that's coming soon. DeBoer sends out the punt unit. He's waving the white flag, so we'll see what Signetti does with it. I'm telling you, Indiana makes it all the way. They got to bring Lee Corso back for game day. They have to. Wow. They got to bring him back for game day. This is oh boy. Ohio State has a defensive lineman in the transfer portal. Bama fans are picking up and leaving. I agree. Dave's here. We are getting there. Diving in the relish, my friends. Diving in the relish. Oh, wow. DeBoer is a complete fraud. I don't know. I think the expectations are high at Alabama, but you got to have players and you got to have resources. So maybe they'll be better next year. Logan George entering the transfer portal. Also, throw it out there before the game's over. Phone line is open. Number to call 260-255-4069. It's also on the ticker below if you did not catch that. So we'll have that. Hopefully we can have the stat broadcast up for the Ole Miss game. I was kind of shocked Pat and the boys did Indiana, Alabama instead of oh man. You ain't getting let off the hook tonight, that's for sure. Now what are they trying to advertise to me? Ooh, a Mercedes Benz. Yeah. Nope. Gotta have Herb Street's dog. DeBoer gets canned, like getting fired from 2 Blue Bloods. Ooh, wow. Yeah. Peter Herbstreit, the senior director of Snuggles. Jeez. Kalen DeBoer is a bad coach. Your next job will be at McDonald's. Oh, wow. Also, phone line is open if you want to call and talk about it. Number to call 260-255-4069 is the number to call. So there is that. Nothing really doing there. Kind of bottled them up, but yep, phone line is open. I'll put the banner up. So just so everybody knows, that's kind of channel surfing or surfing YouTube streams. Oh boy. I have a golden retriever, dumbest dog I've ever owned. Dave's here. The only phone call Bama fans will be making is to their therapist. Oh boy. Old Scooter, huh? But yeah, phone line is open if you want to call. Get your call in. I'll throw it out there on Twitter. We're gonna be I will retweet it. Mendoza dials it up. That's a hell of a. That's a just an out route. Throws it on the run. Throws it to where he's going. Okay, got that. Bama fans said they couldn't lose because of their talent. Yeah, well, they wanted to make a big deal about who Mendoza threw his touchdown passes against, so he threw 2 against Alabama. Is that now discounted as well? Everything they've done with Indiana, they've tried to discount, discredit, said their schedule sucks, the Big Ten isn't as good. Well, they are putting belt to ass the second best team in the SEC. So there is that. Even though I do like SEC football, so. No answer on how to beat Indiana, Oregon, and OSU with equal talent of Bama. Oh no, not again! Not again! Indiana in the end zone again. Call on the dogs, call in the dogs, and piss on the fires. Indiana belt to ass against Alabama. Phone line is open. Number 2 call 260-255-4069. Oh, wow. Oh yeah, Bama would have mopped the floor with OSU and Oregon. Yeah. If you asked them, they would have fucking crickets. Um. Oh man, I'm just reading some stuff. Mm-mm-mm. Oh yeah, the Signetti meme of him holding a sign that says "Get fucked" is now circulating the internet. I knew those were coming out after the Ohio State game. All Bama fans must be. Oh, jeez. Yeah. It's getting rough out here. Oh, boy. Oh, man. This is interesting. Um, yeah, I'm just trying to go through some. Bama's record tells the story. All Bama fans have already turned off the TV and punched a hole through it. Buy more Best Buy stock. I think we got. This is interesting stuff. I mean, I've never. No one who is from the South has any respect for the Big Ten teams. It's okay. Just keep beating them. Yeah. That's what it is. That's what it's going to come down to. We're going to see Oregon Indiana rematch and the winner of Ole Miss Georgia. I'm pulling for the Rebs. I want to see the Rebs make it all the way to the big dance. Because it would be interesting. Wow. They are just printing money. Ty Simpson went in and probably showered and changed his clothes. 38-3, Indiana's. If it holds, Indiana would beat them by 5 touchdowns. I'm sure Cignetti ain't calling the dogs off on defense. Alabama's still sitting at 123 yards passing. Getting in the end zone would be highly recommended. Duke, the best part. Yeah, they might as well update the bracket and put IU advancing. Yeah, that is a good point. Showing the Los Angeles skyline for the drumming that's going on at the Rose Bowl. Dave's here says, I really want Indiana to win, but I'd rather they all lose. Uh-oh. Oh, that could have been a... Oh, man, if he would have caught that, that would have been a... would have been another one. Coming up 3rd and 4. That thing got batted at the line, and he almost had it. That would have been a roll tide to the exits. I don't think many people have picked up and jumped ship yet. I'm sure there's been a few that just said the hell with it. I'm going to... Well, you're in LA, so the traffic's going to suck regardless. This is let me check the there's a lot of chatter that I'm seeing on the Indiana side of things about this game. Indiana has turned the college football world on their head. They have literally flipped it and turned it upside down. F the Indiana Hoosiers. Hey, it's what happens, man. I mean, who would have thought at the beginning of the year, going into the quarterfinals, Indiana would be in there, Ohio State would be eliminated, and Bama would be eliminated, and free rusher Saccola. This is if done that. Alabama's still sitting on 30 yards rushing. Can't run the ball. One-dimensional. Uh-oh, what are we doing? What kind of sorcery is this? And Ryan Williams, yeah, he's hard to tackle. 3rd and 17, they pick it up. Damn. So yeah, there's that. We got Ole Miss coming up soon. Somebody call timeout. Yeah. 6:49 left. There had to be a lineman downfield. Oh, you already know, Dave. You already know. What is it? Chris Fowler and Herbie. It's understandable, Bama fans. The only thing that State's got going for them, just like Ohio State. Ooh, Scott Wise hitting them below the pants on that one. As I figured they would hurry this second half along. They don't media timeout there because they're either going to do it on the change of possession and then you have the 2 minute, and then they only got 2 more commercial time or TV timeouts left. I would think it's Indiana's up 38-3. So there's that. It's going to be back to the drawing board for DeBoer. Cignetti is still getting after him. 3 years in a row, a Big Ten postseason team. Or 3 years in a row, a Big Ten postseason team. Losses for Bama. It'd be 3 years in a row. Alabama has lost to a Big Ten team in the postseason. Ooh. Wow. We're getting there. We're almost to the final whistle. 6:23 left. Does DeBoer go for it or kick a field goal? I bet he kicks a field goal. Okay. And Vegas got this one right. Is DeBoer going to kick the field goal? That's what I'm wondering. Yeah, they're showing the Cignetti mannerisms all over the TV. He's going to go for it. Watch whatever sorcery Grubb's trying to pull here. Oh, no, not a... Oh, and he fumbled it. Oh, no. Go Scream, Roll Tide, getting back on that private jet back home. Now your season's over. I think Mendoza's little brother's probably coming in, and I don't think they're going to take the foot off the gas. I'm just telling you, I do not think the foot's coming off. Fernando out, the backup's in. I think it's his little brother, Mendoza Jr., coming on. Yep, the turnstiles, you're starting to see bare spots in the arena or at the Rose Bowl. Showing a picture of the parents. Yep, Cignetti going to keep it on the ground, but rewarding performance. I would say it's got to be the Indy. I know Fernando's going to win it, but I would, if it was me, I'd give it to the offensive line. Yikes! You thought an ass whipping from Fernando was bad. Wait till you get one from his brother. I would not be shocked if he goes down, if Cignetti calls plays to or tells the OC to, Let's make it happen. Oh, yeah. Fernando threw 3 touchdowns against Alabama, 192 yards, 14 of 16. I want to say Alabama has emptied their bench as well. So that's where we're at. It's got to be cool to see his little brother get some run here. That's got to be exciting for the parents. Don't he kind of look like a weasel? Dave's here's always got something. Get that first down. There he goes. There goes that man. Looks like he's got a little bit better wheels than his brother, but nope, now they're going through Mendoza's highlights. A lot of junk got talked. A lot of mess got talked on both sides of this. So when this concludes, I know it says 8 o'clock start time, but I'm going to try to sync up the calendar or sync it up to where when the Sugar Bowl kicks off, I'm going to have the show start. Just so there's not that they say it starts at 8 o'clock, but it really starts at like 8:10. Oh, geez. Scott, you were just killing them. Yep, here comes another one. Crash on the sideline. Yep, they kept that clock. Yeah, they're going to keep the clock running. Indiana has to snap it one last time. It's 3rd down. There's a 1 second difference. So can Mendoza's brother complete a pass? Nope. Indiana keeps it on the ground and says, we'll punt it back to you. 2-minute timeout. 4th down. All right. Last media timeout before the end of the game. And the Hoosiers are going to take out Alabama. Just checking on some other stuff here. Seeing what we got as far as storyline wise in the Indiana game. We'll get that pretty much charged up and ready to go. And then we got football all day. Or no football tomorrow. Man, being off and having all this stuff, it feels like a Saturday because normally I do watch party Saturday night. So there is that. I'm just trying to see. Oh, yeah. What's on the viewing pleasure? They can't be playing college basketball today, or nobody of subsequence. Oh, we got the West Coast teams going to play tonight. What do we have for Friday night? Michigan USC. That might be some interest. Have that on. Do the normal show. Might stream Michigan State, Nebraska. College basketball. Might do it. Might do it after the show, and then Saturday. Oh, not the A10. And then Saturday, is there a good Purdue, Wisconsin plays? Monday, we got hoops. It's going to be a bunch of hoops. College hoops. Obviously, we'll do the normal show, and I might do a call-in show Saturday night, Friday night as well. I ain't got nothing going on. Damn, all the Bama fans at work. I'm gonna have to go buy some merch with the score on it for how big of an ass whipping this was. Yeah, you can tell the Bama people, they hit the turnstiles. There are massive clumps of fans dressed as empty seats. Oh no, did Bama jump off sides? Wow. Michigan at Nebraska should be a good game. Nebraska's unbeaten and MSU is Sparty. So there's that. 2 minutes. It is victory formation. We'll wait until we hear the final whistle, and then we'll have about 45 minutes, 50 minutes until the Sugar Bowl comes on. So we'll have continuous coverage of that. And this game got over quick, 2 hours and 56 minutes. They hurried this along because they're probably going to prolong the Sugar Bowl. Damn, this is not a sold out game. A lot of empty seats on the Bama side. Oh, it was packed when it started. It was packed when it started. So we're about to see it. One final knee down. And that's it. The sidelines are empty. Bama, Indiana final. Alabama 3, Indiana 38. There is that. We'll go ahead and end the stream there. Alabama got sent to the shadow realm. Kind of did. So I guess we'll end it there, and we'll catch up with you guys in about 50 minutes or so. Have a good night, everybody. If I don't see you, appreciate you guys watching. And also, do us the biggest favor, hit that like and subscribe. Helps us a ton, and we'll see you in a few, folks. Have a good night, everybody. And Happy New Year!